Battle of Alberta. You guys have had some, and we'll get to a tough stretch in a second, but just a thought on sort of renewing acquaintances. You haven't played these guys for a while, and you've had some success against them over the last 2 years. Gets guys keyed up when you get a chance to play Calgary?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's always a special game. They're always fun. They're always intense. We've had some great battles with that group over there over the last couple of years, and like you said, had some success. So, yeah, we're obviously looking to get out of this slump or out of this last little stretch here. So, yeah, tonight will be a great time to start that.
Lots has been said. How important is it collectively for your team just to, I know you can't remain too positive when you're going through what you're going, but just, I don't know if you keep out, they used to use terms like outside noise, but just keep that energy level up and that sort of thing. Yeah,
it's key. I mean, at the end of the day, it's us in the room that have to stick together and that have to get the job done, and we're sticking together no matter what. It's been like that all year. It's going to continue to be like that. Obviously, we would love to turn this around for the city as well. I know how much the Oilers mean to the fans and to the city. So, obviously, like I said, we're doing this for us in the group, but at the same time, we're also doing it for the fans and for the city.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, Leon, how you doing? I just want to ask you about building off that first and second period the other night. 9 out of 10 times you get out of that period at least up a goal or two, just the way you guys played, I guess. Do you kind of look at that period and say, okay, we do this again, odds are we're going to get a goal or two going into intermission?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, you can't collapse like we did in the third. That's unacceptable. We know that. But I thought our first two periods were really, really good, especially the first one. We dominated a team that's, I don't know, a top 3 team in the league right now, so we're not that far away, but there also needs to be a lot of things that we have to do better, that at the end of the day, you don't look at the scoreboard and it's 6-0, it's pretty evident. So, yeah, sticking with it, building off that, have that same intensity that we played with the first 2 periods, and I think eventually things will turn around for us.
And in that same kind of vein, at the beginning of the year, you guys were getting that goal that was just inside the post, and you guys were getting that goal that would just find a seam. But now you're on the other side, just on the other side of the post. So it doesn't seem like it's that far away. It just seems like it's just those little things that you were getting at the beginning of the year you're not getting now. You sense that?
Yeah, that's the difference right now, or that was the difference last game, right? I think no one would have complained if we went into the first intermission up 2-0, 3-0, right? Then it's a completely different game. But that's not the case, and we can't really harp on things that didn't turn out the way that, they might have or they were supposed to. So, we have to work through it. We have to stick with it, like I said, and it's frustrating. Of course it is. It's frustrating that the pucks are not bouncing our way, not going in, but eventually they will. I think the hockey gods have always been really, really fair when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, hopefully tonight's the night where, stuff goes in our direction.
And also I want to ask you about, now it looks like you're going to be able to get into a rhythm of playing every other day. I know it's tough to kind of play and then sit for 5 games. And how much is that going to help? I know you guys are kind of creatures of habit and you want to come and you want to play every other day. How much is that going to help, I guess, get into a nice rhythm?
Yeah, I think it'll help a lot. The last couple of weeks were hard. I think we're hard on the whole league. I think more so maybe on the Canadian teams than the American teams. But yeah, it'll be nice to get into a groove and play every other day and not practice as much and more so leave the battle out in games instead of doing it in practice.
Thanks, Leon.
Leon, because of injuries and COVID, there are different faces who have come in and out of the power play over the last few weeks or so. I was wondering how it's been incorporating those guys. I know they're good all offensive players. Has it been seamless, or have there been adjustments for you and Connor as those guys have been introduced?
Yeah, like you said, they're really good players that we're putting on there, right? You don't have to teach them too much, but at the end of the day, we've been together as a unit of 5 for a long time, so we know exactly our routes, we know exactly where to go, we know the plays. So I think those are the little things that Yamo, those guys that aren't regularly on the unit, that they might have to install into their brain a little bit, but they're doing a great job. And I thought our power play was really good, especially the first two last game. Sorry. So, yeah, it was a step in the right direction for us.
What's your read on Markstrom when he's such a big goalie, or when you're playing against a big goalie? You know, what sort of the things you need to keep in mind against somebody like him?
Yeah, I mean, he's a good goalie. Their team defends really well. I'm not too sure about my details when it comes to goaltending. I'm sorry, I'm no goaltender coach, but you know, he seems like, you know, he's having good year after good year, and obviously we're going to have to, you know, get into his eyes and create some traffic in front of him.
Leon, on the power play, what would you say you miss the most about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins? Is there an element of the power play you feel is different when he's not in there?
I think the decision making. I think Nuggy makes the right decision 95% of the time. Right, he passes when he has to pass. He shoots when he has to shoot, and his work ethic. So we obviously miss him on the power play. He's a big part of it. But again, like those guys that are filling in for him, they're doing a great job.